Many of the people in our audience are relatively new authors. What would you say are the biggest challenges for folks that are just entering the field?
That's a great question. Some of the biggest challenges are also the most unexpected. Uh, I think the need to build a network and the time that takes to think very intentionally about how to connect with people, either through your speaking events, through networks you're already in, uh, through online platforms, blogs, podcasts, social media. Um, it's becoming more and more necessary for authors to become discoverable. I mentioned bookstores a few moments ago, but without bookstores, it's sometimes harder to be discovered. And it takes some work between the publisher and the author um, to build those networks and platforms. I think that can be a surprise. Another surprise is some of the critical skills that we traditionally think of for a new author, the craft of writing. Um, that's not the only thing it takes anymore. But the other skills do involve communication, connection, and relevance. So they're very related. But in order to introduce a book, you have to be able to find those readers and build a relationship. Launching a new book, uh, being discovered, building your networks um, can be challenging, but it can be done. One thing that we ask our new authors to do is to really hone their message. Think about who they're talking to. What do they have to offer? Is it an area where they have credibility? Is it a network where they live and operate? Are they already in the conversation? And I was thinking, as we prepared to talk about a new author, Jake McLaughlin, he's just published this little book, and it's titled The Mission Minded Guide to Church and School Partnerships. Now, what works for Jake? He's never published before, but he's involved in some amazing work with a local United Methodist congregation who has reached out in a multi-year relationship with a public school. And it's been marvelously beneficial for the school, for their staff, and for the church volunteers. But he has a very honed message. He already leads workshops helping churches and many denominations find ways to help children and teachers in the public school system. And he writes on that topic in magazines and newsletters. So for him, even though it's a very small market, it makes a lot of sense because he's got the message, he's got the connection, and he's very honed in what he's trying to do.